method was so strange. Not only did he not need to find an exit, but he also had to seal the only two exits with soaked paper. Then he stuffed the lunch food into smelly socks and soaked them in the toilet for a while. This way, the squeezed water would have salt. Then he put the intercom stolen from the prison guard into the toilet. The salt water would be electrolyzed by an electric current to produce hydrogen. However, if the hydrogen wanted to explode, he had to darken the room first. Then Jimmy tore off the wires on the light tube and then connected a rope to the wires. In order to avoid getting hurt during the explosion, they first blocked their ears with waste paper, then wrapped their bodies with a quilt and hid under the bed. When the hydrogen filled the room, Jimmy picked up the rope and gently pulled it. The sudden strong light caused the hydrogen to explode. The two quickly escaped from the cell. But the next step was their real challenge, because this was the most heavily guarded prison in the world, and no one had ever escaped. However, Jimmy was a jailbreak genius, and he had already made his own plan. After avoiding the prison guards, they came to the laundry room, took out the paper clips they had prepared in advance, quickly disassembled the storage rack, and reassembled it into a simple ladder. Then they sprayed the carbon dioxide in the fire extinguisher into the trash can and then added industrial alcohol into it. After thorough stirring, a strong coolant was generated. Then the coolant was applied to the anti-theft window. In an instant, the steel bars became as brittle as ice chips and broke with a poke. After climbing out of the window, they tied the sheets into a rope and threw them downstairs to create the illusion of escaping from here. In fact, they planned to climb to the roof and escape. When the prison guards arrived, they had just taken away the ladder. What they had to do next was very simple. They just had to jump onto the container next door to escape successfully. But Jimmy's mission was not over. He was an agent. The reason he helped the drug lord escape from prison was to gain his trust and then find out his drug manufacturing den. But as soon as they escaped, the drug lord sent his men to surround him. Could it be that his identity was exposed?